Hello and welcome to Halls of Torment. I am Areima, and if you don't know this game is basically a combination of what if Diablo 1 met Vampire Survivors. If you have any nostalgia for Diablo 1, it'll look kind of familiar, but pretty unique as well. We unlocked a few characters last time. We're going to go straight to their milestones. Yeah. So this is the Beast Huntress, and here's her tree. So what are we looking for? Well, at the beginning here, we don't really know. But the Beast Huntress is some sort of a spear user who also has a pet little Doberman Pinscher. And we are going to go into a run. We've played this game before, more than a little bit, so we have some items, but there is still a lot for us to complete. And I don't really know what this character is good at and specialized in, so we're going to kind of just go through here and choose items that I feel like are just going to be good for everyone. I'm going to take some health regen. The attack speed is very strong, but like it sometimes can overwhelm the strength of the character, and I kind of want to see what this character is capable of on their own, so I'm not going to take it. Let's see. I am going to take the charm, the Gatherer's Charm, because I don't have all the ingredients on all the maps yet. This helps me get ingredients for potions that give me... The potions act as like rerolls and banishes and all that stuff. Let's see, skeletons, base attack damage. I'll just take the extra base attack damage. That'll help out, because we're going to go to a map, probably one of the harder maps. Defense and health, sure. Charges it when you move. Block strength, burning trail, trail of goo, defense and block strength, movement speed, sure. And then we're just going to take up the pickup range as well. Ooh, I missed a range slot. Let's go for the crit bonus, so then if we do actually get some crit chance, it means that it'll just be stronger. So we don't have anything unlocked over here. We got one of the 3 items. You know, that's funny. It says that I only got 1 item on that map, but I thought I had gotten 2 items whenever I was on that map. So there's a new mechanic. I was reading the patch notes, where whenever I beat a level, I can go into agony from that level. So we're going to go straight into agony mode on Haunted Caverns. This is a new game mode that basically, how I understand it, is that as the monster count, as you kill monsters, the monster count, health, and SP drops will dynamically change. So the faster you kill, the more things spawn. But if there starts being things on screen that start staying around for a long time because you can't keep up, then the agony score is going to start going down, which will decrease the number of spawns. So basically, the better you do, the harder it is, which is a really interesting concept. I have not played on agony at all yet, and I've not played with the Huntress yet, so this will be very new to me. Ooh. Let's take Flame Strike here. Oh, so I already noticed that she put a little bit of a frost debuff on something. Okay, so one thing that's pretty cool about this level, crit chance. One of the things that's pretty cool about this level is that there is actually a little bit of an objective on this level. And we're going to go for it right away. There's a little bit of a... wow, she hits really hard, jeez. What is her base crit chance? Only 10%. Wow. Okay, she hits really, really hard. So yeah, they're blood trail here. So if you head south from the beginning of the area, you will eventually find a blood trail. And the blood trail obviously goes 2 ways. And if you follow it, we're going to find a little shrine we're going to want to do. Here's the first one. As we step into it, these 3 circles appear, and it says that we have a 90. So we have to kill 90 things inside these circles. And after we do that, we are going to get access to 1 item of 2 that is special to this map that will make fighting the Lord at the end of the map, basically the Demon Lord at the end of the map, if we do manage to get there, I wouldn't say way easier. I feel like the word is possible. It might be possible to kill him without getting these, but man, you would have to have a really good build going. Because what it's going to do is it is going to, this is basically like we're basically unlocking some sort of anathema for this demon lord, and whenever he shows up, he is going to take a whole bunch of damage all of a sudden. Since if we have this and we have this completed. It's one of my favorite mechanics in this game, that there is something to do in the levels. And I actually hope and wish that in future maps, and even for the levels that already exist, more things like this get added eventually. Because, ooh, proficient stance, okay. I don't want to take this until I see what the other proficient stance for this character does, so we're going to avoid that for now. And I know that I will always need some HP regen, because avoiding taking damage is not always fully possible. This little shrine is actually weirdly hard to complete at the beginning, because there's just not enough enemies. Oh, can I see my agony? I can see my agony. Currently it's 0 agony. So right now, at 0 agony, if I understand the system correctly, it should basically be acting normally. Weapon proficiency, frostbite. Ooh, I like... So far we've seen frost chance as proficiency stance, and we've seen ice damage as your frostbite, your weapon proficiency. We're going to reroll. I actually like range on this character as an idea. So I looked into how frostbite works as well. Okay, so we finished that one. Basically how it is that if you stack it up on something... Oh, that's new. That must be part of the agony thing. If you stack it up on something, it is like a bleed proc from a Souls game. As you stack it up, if it hits a certain number, it will explode, doing damage to that, and I think it's 15 stacks. Or if the duration runs out. If the duration runs out, it does a lot less damage than if it fills up and explodes. So we're going to go for dedication fight instead of flight. That's funny, that's fight or flight. I didn't recognize that before. Because the force there will give us piercing, which, as a person who throws a single javelin, I think having as much piercing as possible seems like a good idea. I can't tell if this weapon already infinitely pierces, so I might be going overkill into a stat that she has an infinite amount of. So that dropped an item there. We're gonna go ahead and upgrade Flame Strike. So that is the first half of the item that we're looking for here. And we are going to intentionally grab another scroll before we have an ability to upgrade. We really don't want any of these. I think I'm actually going to scrap it for experience. I'm looking for... I know that there is 2 or 3 new abilities, maybe even 4, and I'm kind of looking for those. We're going to reroll these as well. So Demon has changed. Oh, because I have a summon, I get these summon-based things. My other proficient stance was power. I got both Demon changes as well. So this increases move speed and attack speed of my summon. I'm going to do move speed and attack speed. I'm going to try and level a little evenly here. I'm not going to, like, hyper-focus. Okay. So we finished that one. So what we're going to do now is we're going to walk back along the path here and see if we can find the other altar. So there are 2. I've been trying to think of like, what do I want to actually do? And considering this is my first time that I've done a frostbite character, I might try and see about getting... So my other weapon proficiency is crit. That's not as interesting as the ice. Yeah, I think I'm going to focus on like... probably like attack speed and getting frostbite stacks on people. So we definitely really want to find the other frostbite special skills, activated build skills. Well, I don't really know what they call them. So this book in the center is between the 2 charts.
Into the darkness, where 2 morbid shrines awaited.
And voice actor.
Each of them demanded a sacrifice in exchange for a fragment of a powerful token. The token of pain, which betrayed its old master and would yield us the power to finally end his atrocious reign.
So whenever you find this, you know that you're in the middle point of the 2 paths, and it kind of tells you that the Lord of Pain, which is the Lord of this particular part of the Halls of Torment, fears these items. That should be a good enough hint to be like, hey, you should probably get these. Identity's starting to get up there. Even without Identity, it's actually already been different because that boss that we fought earlier, the giant slime, normally does not appear at this level. So we already have some randomization between this level and normal ones. I did know that elites were going to be a thing. I think it's just like there's a % chance per agony of every enemy that would have shown up on screen to instead be an elite variant of that same enemy. This is a relatively good time to be killing enemies, but I kind of wanted to kill them at the shrine, and I'm not sure if that's going to happen. I don't know if area actually affects us. It has to affect us somewhat because it normally doesn't offer you something that can't actually affect any of your attacks. Oh, you know what? It probably affects the flame strike. That's what it's affecting. So I don't think it's going to make my spear wider. My singular javelin wider. I lost the blood trail for a second there. There we go. Here's the other shrine. Ooh, I see fire coming down. Oh, yep, there's an elite. Doggo. I'm so used to playing Goobies right now that I kind of forgot for a few seconds that I can aim my weapon. Correction, I forgot for a few seconds that I am aiming my weapon. I was kind of just allowing things to happen for a second there. Are these both new? Not retrievable. What? Interesting. They're also, like, rare. Okay, so that must be another mechanic to the Halls of Agony that I can get. Then I can get upgrades for the equipped weapons that I have. Although those, ooh, multi-strike. Although those boots were not an equivalent to what I was running. Okay, so we got the tokens. The next thing I want to do while we're on the map here is, I actually want to just kind of slaughter this wave a little bit. There we go. Increase ice damage. So we're going to try and take everything that we can for multi-strike, attack speed, ice, and just try and apply this ice as much as possible. Which, this might not be the best character to be applying ice with, but she does have it naturally on her weapon. And something I wanted to mention during my last video on Halls of Torment is that there are not just like one build for character. There is actually like quite a few builds, and I've actually had a lot of them be successful too. I'll take an HP regen because we're missing HP. So far, I actually really like this character. They seem very strong in like a good way, not like an overpowered way, but like they seem like because of that single super piercing attack, they're really kind of my style. Like whenever I play top-down space games and stuff like that, or hell, any space game, I like railguns, and she just kind of seems like a railgun kind of character. We haven't retrieved this hood, and it's kind of bad, and I think we're pretty close to the well, so we're just going to go ahead and send this hood back real quick. More ice damage. That's good. That's good. I will say that because of how Frostbite works, this character seems like they're probably going to be a bit of a boss slayer. Like, they're going to have a harder time with waves than they are with bosses. So I might want to find... ooh, the multi-strike comes out as like a split javelin. That was cool. I might want to find support skills that are going to be good at dealing with waves, because I'm not going to be terribly good at them myself. I was really close to leveling, so I just stopped real quick to kill some enemies there. If you guys are liking seeing this game, feel free to leave a like, comment, subscription, all that stuff. And just trying to let me know that, hey, these kinds of Survivor Lights and Halls of Torment in specific are something you'd like to see on the channel. They're games that I play, so I will happily put them on the channel. Pretty much anything I play, I'd be happy to put on the channel. With the only exception being something that I haven't played, or something that I'm interested in the storyline of, because I'm not a huge fan of the potential of exposing myself to spoilers. So like, that's the only time I won't put something on the channel. But yeah, no, if you guys are interested in this, please let me know. The more interested people are in a game, the more likely it is that I'm going to continue uploading it versus just playing it on my own. This guy is really fast. I need to focus on him. Okay. Radiant. You know what? Radiant Aura will be pretty good for this. So this is basically garlic. I just realized that I headed to the wrong thing. I was talking and I wasn't paying attention. I actually passed the well. Someone was probably shouting at me internally. We're gonna go for increased area and strength on the Radiant Aura. So this is basically garlic from Vampire Survivors, but all of the radiant attacks, which are like more of like the priest things, actually have a really cool mechanic to them. So this aura here is everything that's going to get hit. But did you see how everything just got hit for 270 or 202, right? Well, if I only hit, let's see if I can even manage this. If I only hit one enemy with the Radiant Blast, it did 4,666 damage. You get it? It's pretty cool. So it actually spreads all of the potential damage across all of the potential targets. So you would think, it's basically garlic. I just want to make it as big as possible. No, because if you make it as big as possible and I hit everything on screen, it would do like 20 damage. Because there's too many targets, right? So you have to balance how big it is, how much damage it is, and how many targets you have to hit. Because if you hit too many targets, it actually gets weaker, not stronger. Which I think is a really cool mechanic, and it's actually not something I've seen in one of these Survivor Likes before. Where like you actually have to kind of really think about, well, do I want a little bit of damage over a wide area, or do I want to make a really small one so that whenever someone steps into that small one, they just get blasted away. Normally I lean towards the second one, but I kind of actually do want to tickle people, so I'm actually going to go there's also a focus that makes it a smaller area with more damage, which makes it's still very strong very fast. I am actually going to go for a larger area though, because I want the larger area modifications also basically go off more often. I'm noticing that I think the Frostbite actually explodes, like it hits nearby enemies. So if I focus on Frostbite, I actually become very good at AoE clear as well. More ice damage. I bet next time I see the word Frostbite come up as a modifier, I should look at the tooltip, because there'll be tooltips on the left side of the screen that tell me exactly what it does. I'm just going to try and finish this way. Ooh, Agony 1. It begins. It begins. So if I single out this boss, I can hit him for, 5,000 damage with my thing there. I don't want any of these. That was an extra scroll, so I don't care too much about losing it. We're going to go for the Radiant Aura upgrade. So it's even larger now. Sorry about that, we're back. What I was saying is that I actually have a new microphone donated to us by Reiko, if you've watched my Dark and Darker series. One of my very good friends, one of the longest friends I've had in my entire life. But the only downfall is that because of how the microphone acts, I needed to get us a arm stand for it. And that is coming in the mail. We should have it in a few days. And the nice thing about that is that will be off a headset, and it means that if I cough or have to clear my throat or something, I can just look away from the microphone and I can keep recording instead of having to edit out my coughs, because that happens. I tend to do this right after eating breakfast in the morning, and sometimes you cough after you eat food. That's just something that happens to humans. But yeah, it looks like there's an item and a scroll in there, so I really want that. Please let me in. Ooh, I got an achievement for getting level 30. Let's see. More frost jets. I want to have 100% chance to apply frost. Oh, there are actually DPS meters down here, by the way. I mentioned that there wasn't, and was completely wrong. I had thought that there were, and then whenever I couldn't find them, I'm just like, maybe I'm just wrong. And, ooh, Oblivious Bottle. Increases the amount of potions of oblivion. So previously, you had to extract with these. Now, one thing to keep in mind is that if you have these in your inventory and you win the level, you automatically extract with all of the bottles you have. That's not the case for equipment. You still have to take the equipment to the well, but it is the case for the bottles. We're gonna go for bulwark because I'm worried that this is gonna get strong. Ooh, punitive light here. That's why I wanted to make it large. So what I didn't mean to grab it. I meant to show you guys. What punitive light does is, where'd it go? Does it not give me a chance to show you guys? Okay, well, I know what it does, so I can just explain it to you. What punitive light does is that punitive light is the upgrade for radiant light that synergizes off the radiant light being as big as possible. So instead of being worried about doing damage, you'll see this little status effect going over enemies that get hit by it now. What that is fragile, which means that they take more damage from every source. So I will be hitting as many enemies as possible, and then they'll take extra frostbite damage. So basically what I'm saying is, we have a build. I'm gonna go ahead and extract this helm, because I haven't done it before. This is the point where this starts getting a little hairy. That was I picked up a speed boost and invulnerability item from a chest, which was a pretty good time for that to happen. We're gonna go for extra damage on our summon, because I'm sure he's doing something. I haven't really been watching him too much. I could also see there being a good dog build for this character as well, where you just focus entirely on making the dog better. We'll go for more force, because I have noticed that I don't think my spear pierces infinitely. Whenever we were fighting those shield skeletons, I did notice that it wasn't hitting all of them. Quick hands, always, whenever you get the chance. Especially whenever you're going for a Sassvet build, we need to apply the Sassvets as many times as possible. Seeing if we can hit that guy in the back through the crowd. I like whenever games like this and Goobies, whenever you get more experience, it actually has a different sound as you get up the bar, so you never have to look at your experience bar, because you know that's you are at a certain point of the experience bar based on how high or low pitched the sound is. Which, in these games, you don't really look at your experience bar that much anyways, because you're just going to kind of level naturally, but it's still a really cool touch. I'm going to take more vitality, because I'm on Agony for the first time, and I suspect that this is going to get hard, to be honest. It's actually already kind of getting hard. And I promise you, this game is actually quite difficult. It took me a long time to win for the first time. But I am kind of coming in with a lot of what is essentially this game's version of meta progression. It's kind of, RPG meta progression in the fact of having items and stuff like that, and having possible builds. I don't really care about fire affinity. We'll take movement speed. And we were heading towards, now that that is a little bit more cleared out, we were heading towards a potential reagent. I do want to get all of these potions up and running, because I like the rerolls, I like the banishes. Most of the time whenever I come into this game, or any game like this, I have a specific build in mind, and I like the ability to actually do that build. Let's take even more force. Hopefully we can just penetrate through every enemy on the screen. I am really bad at breaking barrels, apparently. That's actually kind of funny. Oh, okay, so that's one of the actual normal mini-bosses of this area. Yeah, he's gonna chuck some hate at us here. This character's doing really well so far, though. This might not beat the Sorceress for me, but I will say that this is quickly becoming one of my favorite characters. I guess Vitality. Not a lot of great choices there. I kind of want my proficiencies. I want more Frost Chance. Also, I don't think we are done with fast hands yet either. I will say there is a strategy to that, is to not picking up items early, because as you pick up items, it adds things into this pool, which would potentially Ooh, there's an item for the, or that's a skill for the hound build. It makes you really, really bad, but it makes your hound really, really good. That's cool. But yeah, it dilutes the pool. So now because I have Flame Strike and Radiant Aura, I'm getting upgrades for Flame Strike and Radiant Aura. I'm getting fire upgrades for Flame Strike, and there might be some upgrades for Radiant Aura that are showing up in the pool because I own those now. So it actually dilutes the pool if you're looking for something specific. So if you have a specific build, like if you want to do a crit chance build, it sometimes is a good idea that if you're still killing and you're still doing a good job, since it got offered to me, I am actually going to take that. Because this character crits for like a Mack truck. Like it's an entire Mack truck of crit. But yeah, so if you're going for something specific and you're still doing well enough, you're still killing a lot, it's sometimes a good idea to go ahead and grab like a whole bunch, like 2 or 3 levels of what you want before picking up other items, before picking up other skills, because it will create less options. So, you know, like Fire Affinity and stuff like that. It will create less options for you to get kind of stuck behind. I'm going to go for defense because I am doing enough damage, and I didn't want any of those other stats. And I'm out of rerolls. Oh, here's one of those reagents. Okay. Yeah, it'll create a bunch of goblins, but these guys are really weak, so I'm not too worried. I do need to get rid of that guy right there, though. So let's home in on him with the railgun spear here. I don't want reduced area. Sure, we'll take attack speed. I don't really care too much about my Flame Strike, but I might as well level it up enough that when I get the opportunity, I can see what it evolves into, so I have the knowledge for if I do actually want to do a Flame Strike on another character at some point. Well, there we go. Blazing Emberfall. A flame wave that sets all nearby enemies on fire, affected by range, area, and burn chance. Deals no direct damage. So it just sets things on fire. I actually really like that. So now I have this Radiant Aura doing a status effect. I have my main weapon doing a status effect, and I have Flame Strike doing a status effect. Ooh, 40% Frost Chance. There we go. That's what we're looking for. That is what we're looking for. Okay, so we got the reagent up here. It looks like the next reagent is down this way, and we also have a skill scroll down this way. So we are going to just kind of book it this way for a second. We're also up to agony 2 now, so things are going to get even harder. Oh, look at that. You can just see it catching everyone on fire. Oh, there's an animation for fire now. Last time I played, there wasn't an animation for fire, which means that I think the next character we play... well, the next character we play is going to be the new character, but after I've played each of the new characters, we are definitely going to have to play the flamethrower guy again, because it's going to be chaotic as fuck to see everything get lit on fire. Because he just has a flamethrower. Like, legitimately, he just has a flamethrower. So, he's very Pergoddess, if you're into the Warhammer world. I'm not huge into Warhammer myself, but all of my friends are, and I play Darktide with them, so while playing Darktide, for the 300 some hours that I played that game, I was getting regaled with stories of how Warhammer is that entire time. So I've kind of learned via knowledge osmosis quite a lot of the Warhammer universe. And also, I'd like to point out that it's only Agony 2, and this is already getting pretty hectic. This stage of this level is not normally this hard. Well, we're getting a lot of quest completes, though. Even if we die here, we have gotten a lot done. We're gonna go for more defense, because I want to win. I would upload even if I lost, but I want to win. I mean, I guess you guys would know at this point if I'd upload if I lost. I mean, even whenever I do edited boss takes, I edit in a lot of my deaths. I did edit out more deaths than I left in, but I leave a lot of them in just to kind of show. I want to demonstrate it's just like, yeah, sure, I'm a decent gamer, but the reason I'm decent is because I don't give up. It's not because I'm just immediately good at things. I don't believe in giving up. That's why I like hard games. Well, it's not why I like hard games, but it's why hard games like me. Yeah, sure. I don't like any of those, so I'm going to go with the demonic thing to make our doggy better, which I assume he's doing something. I haven't really gotten the opportunity to watch his damage, per se, but I assume he's doing something. I really like that item, but the guy dropped a bunch of Oh, jeez. This is not a good situation. Oof. Okay. What would help us here? Astronomer's orbs. Just keep things off of us. And then we are going to take base block strength would. So here's how block strength works. It checks before defense. If the block value equals the unreduced damage of an attack, the chance to block is 50%. The block value exceeds the damage by four times the chance. So basically what that means is, let's say you were going to take 10 damage before defense. If you have 10 block strength, you have a 50% chance of blocking that damage. If you have 40 block strength, you have a 100% chance. So you want your block strength to be as high as possible. So this adds base block strength, which will get multiplied by the percent block strength that we got, which will give us a higher chance to block damage. So you do actually need base every once in a while, instead of just taking flats or percent increases all the time. Because if you take just percent increases, eventually it's not going to be all that effective. To take the percent increases, because you still need a higher base to multiply. Multipliers and bases work together. That's how the math of action RPGs tends to work out. Yeah. This is getting a little hairy. We're gonna take more thick high, because again, we don't really need a lot of damage right now. We need more AoE right now. But whenever we do... Ooh, I got stuck on a pillar. That was really bad for a second there. Whenever we do actually hit... I want to try and kill this guy. When we do actually hit, we do hit really hard. Yeah. Oh, yeah, there's a secret here that I learned for a long time. These Astronomer's Orbs, they don't ever tell you at any points, but they are summons. Oh, I guess it says summons metal orbs, but it doesn't tell you that these actually benefit from all of the summon things. So that's why I took them over the other things. I didn't really explain that at the time, but I realized that we already had summons because of the dog, and we had summon benefits, and these orbs benefit from summon modifiers, which can make them very, very, very good in some builds. Like, for example, the Warlock's main attack is a summon as well. Maybe that'll increase my knockback as well. Keep these dudes off of me. Unfortunately, killing all of them is actually just making my life worse because it's increasing my agony. Frost Avalanche. There we go. That's the one we wanted. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna level up Frost Avalanche as many times as often as possible. This will give us even more frost effects. There we go. Now we're clearing the screen. We're not clearing the screen as what we thought we were, though. I just realized, because it was the end of a wave. So this wave sucks. This is the Goobies moment of this game, because as you kill these guys, they just spawn into more enemies, and they can kind of offload their extra enemies into you if you try and like kill them and then move through them. So you have to be pretty careful. And they of course get coupled with really fast dogs that move at weird angles to come in at you. So this might be the end of us, boys. This might be the end. Extra orb, yes, that is a decent thing right now. Because I just need a little bit of extra damage kind of around me. Let's go for these to try and help keep things off of me. Oh my gosh, this is so close to dead at all times of my life. My life is pain! Yep. So what do we unlock? Blizzard 2 unlocks the ability Arcane Rift. That sounds fun. We unlocked Blizzard 1, which just gave us some gold, and obviously Huntress, which gave us some gold. We should be able to see more of her tree now, though. Beast Tracker. Okay, so we also have to do... That's just for gold. If we do damage of Arcane Rift, we'll unlock a trait called Concentrate and Frequency. And if we reach level 60, we will unlock a item that I think isn't out yet. That's another small thing, is the more quests you complete, the more experience gain you get. So there is kind of like, you have to kind of embrace the meta progression on this one. But yeah, this has been Halls of Torment, and that was a mostly successful run. I mean, my recording software says that we got about 35 minutes in, and I think most areas are about 40 minutes, so we must have been pretty close to completion. I wasn't watching the timer, though, so still, though, it was a pretty good run for the first run ever with Huntress. Hope you guys are enjoying this. Again, feel free to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and just let me know how you're enjoying the series and stuff like that. And hope you're having a good day. Goodbye.